What is up, ladies and gentlemen, you beautiful mother lovers? Hello, hello, hello. We are here today with episode 5 of the podcast. Yes, yes, yes.
Howdy fucking howdy. I gotta move stuff around just real quick. Oh, shit.
Oh, you move stuff around. I'll continue the intro. We are your humble and beautiful and sexalicious guests. One is more sexalicious than the other because he has a beard. XenosAce and BigSugah. That is us. Hello.
It's true. He does have a beard. Mine is puny now because thought it'd be a good idea.
Stop shaving. Stop shaving.
The missus does things to me very nicely when I'm clean shaven.
I hear excuses.
Can you blame me? Yes, you
yes,
can.
Yes, I can.
I blame myself. I'm not the happiest about it. I miss it, but like, shit, what can you do?
Can't do much.
I look a little younger. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
You got the right mind. You're right. You're right. That is what it is.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just all about that celibate life, forced celibacy.
Oh, you're beautiful, man.
Yeah. But yeah,
hands off you.
That's. I wish that were the fact. But not entirely. You know what though? Y'all, I'm just gonna go off on a little tirade. So I just, you know, we talked about the Alec Baldwin situation, right? Yes, we did. And
You did, sir.
I went a little crazy, and I'm about to go a little crazy again. Here's why: because I literally just read a article that by CNN. This is a CNN article that Alec Baldwin said, "I didn't even pull the trigger." That he didn't pull the trigger of the gun that shot and killed and injured, you know, 2 people. Like,
my question is real quick. Going back on everything, right? How does a gun go off without? Okay, 2 questions. How does a gun go off without the trigger being pulled? And 2, why the fuck was there a bullet in that gun anyway?
okay, so there's actually been one is a complicated answer. The other one less complicated. So the first one I will address is the gun being shot without a trigger pull. There are very, very small chances of a firearm going off without the trigger being pulled. Now, see, here's the thing. What do guns do? Like, what is their main function? It's to kill things, right? Like, the first gun was designed for war. They're meant for killing things. So, in this modern day and age, they have a lot of safeties built and engineered into them to make sure that they do not go off until you say you want them to go off. So, now, in all fairness, he was using an old Western Colt style, revolver, which means even, there's a hammer on the back of it, so like you pull back the hammer, now if you don't pull it all the way back to where it's in locking position, that hammer could strike the firing pin, and which will set the bullet off. But even then, that's pretty much just as good as firing the weapon. Now, that's rarely something that will ever happen. Pretty much, that's the only time. I mean, there's a couple other guns out there that had some major manufacturer defaults that had to be recalled because there was chances of the gun going off without the trigger being pulled, but they were not designed to be that way, which means that they got recalled. Sig Sauer actually had one with the 320, I think it was. Nerdy gun stuff there, but basically, like, they had to recall a whole line of handguns because there was a chance where you could actually hit them on the back of the gun with a hammer. It had to be with a hammer. It had to be something strong and forceful to actually get the gun to go off, without a trigger squeeze. But even then, you had to strike it pretty hard. So there's not really a chance. 365, thank you. Yes. So
Nothing about guns.
Yeah, I know. It's fine. That I'm hoping you will learn something from me. That's osmosis.
I've learned a few things, but you know me, man. You think I'm gonna get smart one day? I even come to you like, hey, I'm doing word of the day now, and you're like, yes,
Yeah.
he's gonna be smarter. And then I'm like, word of the day, dick milk. And
Yeah.
you're just like,
I've never been more disappointed in you in my life, honestly. I got so
can't control the
excited.
knowledge.
I got so excited. I thought you were going to be, further education of oneself. And I was like, yes, you're becoming a better person.
I'm educating people in the ways of the sugar. All right, so that's what I'm doing. People need to learn off me. Is the way I see it.
No, thank you.
The first word of the day was fanny. So you thought fanny meant an ass, but over here fanny means a nunu on a girl. See, knowledge.
Okay. All right. Okay. Going back to the second question you had, why was there live ammunition on set?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting away from your stupidity. Honestly, I feel myself losing brain cells.
Oh shit. Anyway.
Okay, so it was a 320. I was right. Okay, cool. I thought I was going crazy there for a second. But I get the 320 and 365 mixed up all the time. That being said, the reason why there was live fire ammo on there, the ammo was brought on accident. It wasn't even supposed to be on set. But at the same time, they allowed it to stay on set because they said, sorry, let me get my facts straight. They said that they the ammo was brought on accident from one of the armorers because they were teaching other actors how to safely use firearms, by having them shoot at targets with real ammo. So it got mixed in there, or like it wasn't mixed in like in the same bucket. It was brought onto set in its own container, and just because people are idiots, they didn't realize the difference between blanks and real live ammo, which it's not that hard to tell the difference if you bother to look.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a bunch of stupidity. But yeah, I just wanted to set on that just for a quick second because I literally just saw that CNN article. I didn't pull the trigger. Motherfucker, you did. Own up. You sick, sad, pathetic little bitch of a man. That's right, I'm calling out Alec Baldwin. I don't care how famous he is. He can go fuck himself.
Wah! Giving him the fucking backhand. I don't know much about guns, but whatever you say, I'll just go with it. 'Cause, I mean, like I said, I know that you know a lot more than me, so I'll just believe you at this point. Won't question anything.
Well,
But I mean, like, yeah, from what I just heard you say, I don't know. It's like I said, I don't know much about guns. So if he pulled the trigger, if he didn't, I wouldn't fucking know. I would look to someone who would know,
yeah,
and that
I
is
mean,
you. So
it's a good PR stunt, honestly, to say I didn't pull the trigger and then bring up a bunch of cases where guns had manufacturer defaults that actually did.
yeah,
But from what I can tell, the gun was an old time Western piece, maybe modernized a little bit, but the design hasn't changed, the engineering hasn't changed, and it's hard to believe that there was an actual manufacturer default with that said gun. So
just sounds like he's just trying to get out of it.
yeah, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, who wouldn't? I guess.
I don't know. I would own up to it.
I mean, I would own up to it too, but like he's probably freaking the fuck out at like looking at the jail time and everything. He's probably got lawyers in his ear as well, telling him to.
He's probably not going to see
like,
jail time. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So I think it's just.
I mean, anyone should in his shoes. It's the incompetence, but I
Yeah.
think it's because of the fame and his name.
Yeah.
There's like another reason why. Plus, he's got a lot of fucking money, so he can afford a good lawyer to just literally nitpick the law and find loopholes to get him out of it.
Well, there isn't really any loopholes. There's what there is a jury, and if it ever goes to court, the jury will most likely be on his side because he's a household staple. But he's also a complete and utter anti-gun guy, and that's why he really doesn't like having this. He's gonna spin this to be like, see, guns are dangerous. I didn't even pull the trigger and I still killed someone.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, he broke the cardinal rules of gun handling. And honestly, if he just followed at least one of the rules of, gun handling, he wouldn't have killed anyone. Like, honestly, it just, like, don't point the gun at someone if you don't want to kill them. Don't ever point a gun, whether it's a toy gun or a real gun. Don't point a gun at someone if you're not wanting to shoot them.
They weren't even recording a scene at that point when wasn't there like an argument on set or some shit and he was waving it at someone's face or something like that?
They were doing like a rehearsal. They were arguing about a rehearsal of a scene, and then he pointed it at the person.
Why couldn't they in a rehearsal just this? It's a rehearsal. It's not being recorded. They can just to stay safe in case shit like that happens. Why can't they just do shit like that instead of using the legitimate gun?
Doing a finger gun for rehearsal, that would be perfect. It's see, honestly, here's the problem. You're talking about Hollywood, and when it comes to Hollywood, they're a bunch of dumbasses. There's no way about it. No. There's no two steps away.
Oh well, I'm in a happy, safe land of I'm good here.
That's what. Yeah, but you still tell me about the gangs that you have in the area.
We still have some shit. Yeah, there's still guns and that, but it's just like I don't know. It's not as advertised as it is in America because one, we don't have gun stores like you guys do. We don't have as much crime around it. Usually, if someone owns a gun, it's for hunting or it's illegal and it's hidden.
Well, we don't even have that. We don't even have that much crime around guns. It's just the hot topic. Like I think, God, I can't remember what the FBI statistics were, but like gun crimes only make up like a small percentage of our crimes in America.
The other thing is if you look at the size of America as well compared to a lot of other countries, New Zealand probably doesn't even fill up California as a whole state.
Right.
that's how small our country is.
Sadly, that might be actually true. I don't know the numbers on that. I just know New Zealand's pretty small on the map.
Oh yeah.
But
just look at it next to Australia, and I don't even think Australia is big enough to cover the United States. It could be. It'd be close.
They definitely don't have the population, but I think they do come semi close in land, like square footage of land
and land mass. Yeah, but a majority of their land is a desert as well. So you could say, like, someone could say, oh well, how do you explain that? Because Australia is the same size, but the majority of it is just a desert. No one lives out there.
Yeah, no one likes talking about facts, which is like a lot of our violent crime is in impoverished areas, areas where there's just low income all around. And so what happens with low income? You get desperate. When you get desperate, what do you turn to? You turn to crime in order to feed your family. Yeah. You're selling drugs on the street, you're stealing.
Yeah, could be anything.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna quickly shout out my niece real quick. She followed and she's You like always wondering when am I gonna get smarter? Just all the brains went to her. Okay, she's already like New Zealand is about 1.5 times smaller than California. That could have been
obvious.
Googled. I don't know. My niece is just smart.
She is smart. She is definitely smarter than you, but I don't think that's too hard to do. Instead of looking up actual, words of the day, you choose to look up ridiculous words.
I don't look them up. I make them up.
Oh my gosh, you make them.
They just come out of my brilliant mind, man. I'm still thinking of today's word of the day. I've had some pretty good ones. First one,
you know what?
Yesterday's one was
in honor of Lexi, do lexicon. Lexicon. Lexicon.
What does that mean?
Just look it up. That is your word of the day. You'll have to learn about that one yourself.
Lexicon. Bear with me. Lexicon. The vocabulary of a person, language, or branch of knowledge. the size of the English lexicon.
I made him learn a real word. I made him learn a real word. Oh my gosh. All right, well. Now that I'm off my high horse about what?
Your high horse and your high knowledge compared to this dumb streamer.
No, I just, me, guns, passion. That's what it is.
It's good to have a passion.
Yeah. But let's go to a different passion of ours that we just recently found out, right?
Oh, vigor. You know, this is a funny joke. I don't know if this is
No, Shock, you came at the wrong time. We just got away from the knowledge part.
Borderline TOS, this joke. But TSC Red jumps in Discord right after I end my stream last night, and he goes, "What was that game you were playing?" I was like, "Oh, Vigor." He goes, "The fuck did you call me?"
Oh my god.
I was like, "You are a dumbass." Trust TSC Red though. Trust TSC Red.
Yep.
You can't expect more than that from him.
Yeah. But with Vigor, how old is that game? It's like
I don't know. It's got to be a few years old.
Yeah, it's fairly old because I know I've seen it like when it was on Xbox Preview whiles ago.
It's on its 10th season, and the seasons last for 60 days. So I'd say it's like that's around about 6 seasons a year, give or take, and then like so I'd say like maybe just over around 2 years, because I imagine when they first came out they wouldn't have had battle passes. It would have just been a loot shooter type thing. You go in, you grab guns, you dip out, you build up your base in that, and then they've added in battle passes, which are basically just cosmetics, and then sometimes it gives you guns for free and ammo and some things that help out.
August 8th, 2019, that's when it came out? I could have sworn it was older than that.
2 years, it's not that old, but it's like it's old enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's in its good life cycle at the moment. The main thing that caught my eye with that game wasn't the whole loot shooting thing, because I've played Tarkov. I wasn't that big on it because that's all it was. You couldn't set up a base in it or like literally expand out that world like you can in DayZ or Miscreated, because that's what I was playing before I tried Tarkov. And I liked the fact that you could build a base, go out and loot, bring that shit back to your base, build up an even better base, like stack up ammunition and everything, and literally treat it like you're surviving. And that's what this game feels like, apart from the fact that it's not just an open world. It plays like Tarkov, but you come, once you're out of the actual gameplay, you're in your own base and you're upgrading shit, and your adventures out to loot isn't just for guns and ammunition. You're out looking for like nails, metal parts, wires, electronics, like stuff like that. So I mean, that's what caught my eye with it. I like that side of it because it gives me some incentive to play it for one, and then you can it's just got so much to it. So like it's not gonna get boring after a day or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I love the chaos about it. Like there's a little bit of like chaos going through when you're trying to play it. Like even when we didn't even run into a team and dink into a firefight, we still had like a little intense moment where it's like, are we actually gonna be able to make it out because of the radiation? Like, oh
yeah. There's also that you can't just stay around. You got a certain amount of time to do all the shit that you need to do. And also, while you're doing that, you got to keep your eye out for other players who are lurking around the area. You could be getting baited out. They could be doing it themselves, and then you got to try and figure out, how do we fight this, or how do we go about this? Do we wait because of our weaponry is just trash, or do we see what they've got before we try and pounce or something? I think there's one situation last night, and it just worked out in our favor as a big icy map. You know, the one with the
I know exactly the one you're talking about. Yeah.
We're looking at this group of 2 people, and they're looting all these houses. They were just in a gunfight, and that's why we knew they were there. And howdy, Yuka. And yeah, we're just we were just keeping an eye on them, and then I think where we were, so here was I on the left side, and in between us, which was where you two were, there's a little ridge thing here, and they were running straight through it, and we just came over top and pounced them, and it was just the game can either be chaotic, stealthy, or very tactical, and a lot of it can be luck, and that was partly luck and just using the terrain to your advantage. It's just so fun, man, and every encounter that you go into will be different. You won't have
Yeah,
the same one every time.
it was about that situation for that was as Shock just said, all three.
Yeah.
Like we got lucky that they were following the main road for some strange reason. They just kept following that main road, and we were tactical enough to actually have set up where we were, and then like it was I would say it was the most perfect and beautiful ambush I've ever seen, you know, so far.
It
Like
reminded me. You know what it reminded me of? You know how like in old medieval movies and that, how they were like, yeah, let's explore the terrain before we go into a massive battle head to head in that. And then they'll have a charge where this charge goes here against this army, and then we'll have one come out of the bushes here, and they'll retreat this way. And as they're retreating this way, there's two hills. We'll be over the hills with bow and arrows, shooting at their army as they come through the middle of us, and they will have nowhere to go. That's what it
yeah.
reminded me of.
Yeah,
Uh,
honestly, it was a great moment because that was also the time where I completely accidentally got a headshot off the back guy because I was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna shoot this guy. I wasn't expecting my gun to hit what I was
died
aiming at.
quick too.
Oh, he dropped. It was like
He
the
dropped
first
fast.
bullet went far, went too high left, and then the second bullet just ding, and I'm like, oh well, there's only one guy left. I'll let you guys deal with him. It's like I'm not gonna deal with this. 2-on-1, you guys should get him.
For everybody listening right now and watching the stream, we will be playing bigger after this podcast.
Oh yes, we will.
Oh yeah. See, this is the thing. I've been for the longest time. I've been a variety streamer where I've kind of just played whatever I've wanted because I'm just testing out the waters of every game and see if I like them in that. And I seen this game pop up on my Switch. I was going through the store on it, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, free to play, cross platform, yada yada yada." And I was like, "I wonder if this is on Xbox." So I started googling it and shit, and then I started YouTubing it and looking at videos on what it's like and everything. And I was like, "Yeah, I got to play this." And I feel like because my stream did really well last night with it as well, and the category is just unsaturated, so it's much more easier to get people to come into your chat and everything. And I've been looking for that one game to just one grip myself, to enjoy my like entertain my chat, have something that they enjoy watching, and three, it can be one of those main games where I will constantly have new people coming in all the time and I can progress on it. It's not going to get stale. Like there's a lot to it.
Yeah, and the game really does lend itself well to people, playing tactically, like how we did half the time. Like one of the things I felt like
Half
we
the
were
time.
half the time. Like, but our comms were so good. Like I couldn't believe, like how communicative we were, and it was like, oh shit, I'm running with the right group because you guys actually talk, and we can actually coordinate kind of until you decide that you're gonna flank, and your flanking is
Hey,
literally leaving us to die.
we only had pistols. We couldn't fight a straight on battle. I had to try and get around them to the side, and every time I tried, I couldn't find a way around. So my flank was fucked up. One, because we don't know the maps, so it's hard to do flanks in that. But I had like a last resort just attempt at something, and it didn't go well.
Well,
But
also, okay, okay,
let's throw
okay.
shade at Shadow real quick because
I was
you
gonna
know
throw. I was gonna go there.
when you were sniping over that what is it,
And we were on that cliff face,
the loot,
shooting down, down to the
the
airdrop.
loot crate, we both got shot back at, and we were both like one bullet away from death. And we
This
were just like,
motherfucker's
fuck,
so gone.
we gotta retreat a little bit. And then I was like, Shadow, where are you? And he goes, I'm flanking. And he's like 200 meters off in the complete opposite direction,
Yep.
nowhere near behind them, and he goes, "I'm looting and flanking." I'm like, I was like, my flank wasn't that bad. It was my
It was
first
almost that
thought.
bad.
It-
Almost that bad.
my flank was like 30 to 50 meters. But it was behind them. The definition of what I did was a flank. It was a bad flank.
It was so in like those kind of like small like 3-on-3 instances, you don't want to be flanking. Tactically, it's just like if it's an actual flank you're trying to do, not good. The only kind of like small tactical flanking you want to do is like literally just pushing up the sides and forcing them to either collapse in on each other or to back up. So that's yes, we are a cat friendly stream. We do love cats around here, so I'm happy that your cat's watching it, watching the podcast with you. And Julker, yes, this is the guy who ran into the pit of doom and immediately just got bamboozled.
What's up?
He says that all confidently. How weird.
I'm always confident, man. I could literally wake up with someone shitting on my head, and I would be like, "Yo, today's the day." You know what I mean? Like the most degenerate shit could just happen to me, and I'll be like, "It's my time, boy." That's just how I am. Yeah. So yeah, the pit of doom. Let's talk about that real quick. This just comes down to map knowledge real quick, because Fading Shadow did one of those like recon things, and he said, "Oh yeah, they're up north," and I was like, "Okay, let's just cut them off." And I didn't think they would have gotten there that fast. And he said, "Yeah, that's where they were, but they could have moved from like when that ping comes through. Does it show exactly their position at that time, or does it show their past position? Because that's what I'm wondering."
I think it shows maybe not their past position, but like where they are exactly when that radar blip hits them.
Okay, because I was shocked at how fast they got there then. Plus, they didn't come from above ground; they came from underground. There must have been a tunnel or something.
Yeah. Well, there's also the situations of Sugar, you're not a tactical or strategic minded fellow. For me, I
can be.
You can be, but you did not show any of that kind of tactile, ness.
I had fuck all at that time, and I was like, "Yo, there's a quick weapons crate down there. Hopefully, it has something good. I'll quickly jump down there, see if I can get some better weaponry against them, get back up, and then set up an ambush." And then as soon as I got down there, they were already there, and they were underground.
Yeah, but if you saw what I did, so if you saw what I did, was I did not immediately jump down there, because the first thing I did think was loot. There's got to be loot down there. But then I just remembered to step back, circle around, look for what's going on. There's a lot of, just because we don't have map knowledge doesn't mean that we can't win. We've had multiple occasions where we've like killed everyone in, like when Shadow and I pretty much had to defend ourselves in the barn because you got yourself shot in the ass.
Okay, so that was because so there was a big cargo crate, and there's 3 like padlocks on it that you got to find the right numbers for. You know how you switch through them and they flash green. I said to you guys, I'm like, look, I'm gonna go for this weapons crate because that was the first thing I seen on the map when we spawned in. I was like, we're gonna go for this. Let's just set up around there, get the weapons out of it, and try and get to safety. And as I was going through there, you guys were looting the big barn in there, and I was like, can someone just watch over me while I do these padlocks? Because anyone else could be going for this as well. And as I was doing it, I heard someone, and I said, "Yep, they're to the west," or something like that. I was like, I can hear footsteps or something. And yeah, there was a team to the west who was watching over me, and I grabbed the weapons, I dipped back into the barn, and as I dipped back into the barn, there was a team on the east that seen me running back. So they had shot me, while the team on the west had shot me, gotten me weak, and I got up onto the stairs and aimed back at the door where I was getting shot from. And as soon as I looked back at that door, one ran through. I started firing my weapon to try and like defend myself before he shot me. And then the other team came from the other side of the barn through the other door and shot me in the back. So there was no way I was getting out of that situation.
No,
I thought I had you two looking over me Turns out, I think you guys were just up there looting shit and just be like, hey,
We were
just
doing the
chilling."
same thing you were doing. How are we supposed to actually, like
I'm
get
just
our
saying.
loot while watching you get all the loot? Like, hello?
I'm just saying. There
Hello?
was. I wasn't going in there just for myself. I was opening it up because
You
when
can
I
only
opened
take the
it,
weapons with you.
yeah, but when I opened it, there was 3 weapons in there. I could have grabbed one and gone, okay, someone else come grab it. Or we could have set up, waited for that ambush, killed them, and then gone for the loot. See what I mean? But I
It's
got
okay.
left on my own.
Shadow and I had it. It's all good because,
Yeah,
like I was trying to say with my original
you guys
point,
went off. I'm not gonna
we
lie.
played tactically. We did not we didn't go bum rushing. We called out where guys were. We ended up taking down 5 guys at the end of that situation.
Yeah.
It was and we had no knowledge of the area. We literally were just like, oh, barn, that's all we know. And
Yeah, you guys, I gotta admit, you guys played that very well. There was a few times where I jumped over to Shadow's perspective and he was just stuck on something. Like he couldn't move. He was just stuck in something like floating and he's like, ah! And you're off like fighting off 2 people.
yeah.
I was shocked that you guys got out of there a few times because there were
Ah,
so many close calls. But at the end of it, where you guys jumped that last guy, fuck me. I thought you were dead. And then Shadow came up behind him and punched him, and for some reason, Shadow doesn't die when you shoot at him, but hey, I
well,
do.
that's because
Explain
I
that.
because if you watch the clip, my crosshair is off onto the right hand side. Not, Shadow was nowhere near my crosshairs because I didn't want to shoot him because I was like, well, if I shoot him, then we're not gonna get all this loot out. So I just shot to the right of him, like how I would in real life if I needed to take that shot. Also,
Yeah.
that game reminds me a lot of like Wildlands or Breakpoint from the Tom Clancy series, which I played a lot of with,
games.
yeah. It's just there's a lot more freaking a lot more recoil. The recoil on these guns are they're phenomenal is the word I think would be the best way.
This game reminds me of, I wouldn't say DayZ at all. It reminds me more of like a miscreated blend with Tarkov. And I say that
So,
because in Miscreative, it's third person. You can go first, um, but when you aim in with a gun in third person, it goes straight to first or something like that. Or you can just hip fire in that. The movement feels really similar,
yeah.
but like
So,
the way the game plays is Tarkov.
well, so the gameplay is actually for people who are PC players who actually care about like milsim stuff. Arma. It's created by the same
Yeah,
people who created Arma, which you
Bohemia.
know, yeah. So Bohemia made the game, and they made it strictly only for consoles because there's a lot. So Arma 3 is like probably one of the largest modded games, and so you know there's also a lot of cheats on there, because it's
Yeah,
a PC game and the anti-cheat isn't like the greatest because you're also writing in code for for AI, for scripted AI to be able to have an aimbot, of course. So
mm,
they wanted to make sure that make sure there was no cheaters. It's really hard to cheat on Xbox and PlayStation nowadays.
yeah.
It's not fairly
It's
easy at
very
all.
hard.
Yeah.
You can get these things that you plug into the USB slots, but a lot of games, like I've actually seen that they sell them at like convenience stores and shit.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's kind of nuts, and
You
it's
can get them
just a
off of
built-in
Amazon for like
aimbot.
30-40 bucks.
Yeah, it's just a built-in aimbot, and fuck the people who make those.
Yeah. They make money though,
But yeah,
so I can't complain.
yeah. I mean, I guess, but yeah, if like Shock just said, if it's PC, it has cheats,
Yeah.
unless there's an anti-cheat. But then even anti-cheats can be,
Can be worked
yeah,
around.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just a lot harder, and that's the problem with like games like Warzone and that. I mean, it's a large company, Activision. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
How do they not have, for one of the biggest battle royales out at this point in time? How do they not have an anti cheat? This battle royale's been out for 2 years now. It's on its third life cycle or third year life
Yeah.
cycle. It's
Yeah, well, the reason why is because they really don't care. They know people are still going to play it because there's still the whole mentality of it's Call of Duty. Let's go play Call of Duty. You know,
Yeah,
it's
but I mean, in saying that, you've got people like Tim the Tatman and Nick Merckx who have just gone back to Apex. They've just gone fuck this game.
well, I
They
mean,
go back to
Apex ain't much.
and
Apex ain't going to be much better. Like Apex still has its cheats. I've ran into
Yeah.
it multiple times myself. So it's it's not a now that all the famous people are going over to Apex, all of a sudden you're going to see more cheats on Apex. I guarantee it. Because people are going to be like, I want to play I want to go up against Nick Merckx and give him the content that I want to knows I want to be the best. It's like people are literally paying to win.
Yeah.
So it's a different kind of pay to win, but it works for the cheaters.
I jumped into a Warzone streamer, right? And I was watching him for a bit, and this guy in the game who wasn't even in their team just kept bringing him helicopters and shit. There was multiple of them, just bringing him helicopters and dropping their guns for him and shit, and then letting him kill them. And he was like boasting about how many kills he had and how good his game was. And I'm just there scratching my head like, really? Like, I just wouldn't enjoy that. I would get pissed off with people jumping into my game and just bringing me shit. Like, I actually just want to play the game how it's played. And if I'm gonna upload a good gameplay onto YouTube, if that was what I was doing, like these guys are, because I don't think I was watching a stream. I think I was actually watching a YouTube video, and I was just sitting there going, "This is like titled High Kill Duos or some shit," and he's just killing people who are bringing him helicopters. Like, he's just letting them bring him shit, shooting them, and then taking their shit. And there was like 5 instances where it happened.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like fun. Not fun at all.
Nah. I mean, shit, in an MMO, bring me shit. I'll take your cash. I'll take your really
oh,
good.
you mean like No Man's Sky? Like No Man's Sky?
Yeah. RuneScape. If I'm playing RuneScape and you want to bring me GP, y'all, I'm gonna give it me.
You're such a cunt.
Not that I play RuneScape anymore. I mean, I do prefer to play those games just from scratch and do my own grinding for it. But hey, I won't take like I won't say no to a bit of help. You know what I mean? But if it's like Warzone, I'm not asking for people to come and just be like, take me. You know, like that takes the fun away from it.
Yeah. No, that's also. Well, I mean, that's why I like vigor. You're not really gonna run into those kind of situations.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's there for themselves.
If anything, I get scared.
Yeah, I want to get to the point where I'm geared to fuck. And I can just go in and just be like, yo, let's hunt motherfuckers.
Yeah,
we can just kind of balls to the wall. Don't give a fuck if I lose this gold weapon. Because I got 5 back at my base anyway. Like, I want to get to that point, bro.
I want to get to that point
so
too.
Much fun. That'll be so much fun.
Yo, you need to get a PC so we can get some other games like that. Because there's not a lot on the Xbox or PlayStation, but there's quite a few on the PC that are just like that.
PC.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everything on PC, man. I'd love to get back into DayZ at some point.
Yo,
I do love DayZ.
Well, DayZ is on Xbox, actually.
Yeah, but it's a PC game.
Yeah, but it's not bad. It's not bad on the Xbox, actually.
I'm not gonna have a look at it. I don't know. I'm used to that kind of game on PC. That's like, it's meant to be on PC. You know what I mean? It almost feels like an insult playing that on a console. It's like imagine trying to play CS:GO with a controller.
As someone who's played DayZ when it was a mod on Arma 2, it feels fine. It feels fine on an Xbox because you don't have to use like the 50,000 different buttons just to just to do something. And you're like, I don't really, honestly, with DayZ, all the buttons can be used on a controller, and that's all you really need. So it's not like not terrible.
They bring in this massive update for DayZ now, so it's got like a whole stamina system and everything, and
I haven't played it in eons, actually. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
I've played it since it left preview.
I think they brought a massive update to it not too long ago, and there's more base building in it now. You can actually build bases instead of just having
Okay.
tent and blockade up a fucking door in a building.
Okay, see, now that makes sense. That's the one thing that the console version wasn't good with. Like DayZ, you could build actual bases, and the console version, I don't even think there's any helicopters or anything. You pretty much had I played when they had vehicles just coming out and no base building whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot different now, wouldn't it? I'd assume so.
I
At
hope so.
least.
I would assume so too. I don't know what it is, but I like I said, I haven't played it for a while. Honestly, I haven't played it on PC since it pretty much was like pretty much dead on as a mod.
Yeah. I remember playing the Arma 2 mod of it as well. That was fucking years back. That was actually surprisingly good. I played a few Arma 3 mods of it. I don't remember them being as good. But like
Well,
when they brought out actually DayZ as a standalone game, that's when I really dived into it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, when you get a PC, maybe we should look into it, huh? Just saying.
Okay, man.
There's a lot of
Hey,
tactical strategy, looters.
tonight I will be playing Vigor, and the title of my stream is Looting and Shooting XenosAce for 1,000 biddies. If you guys want to see XenosAce die a lot of times, and you want to support me in buying a new PC,
And
you know what to
in
do.
regards to that, it'll be the same for you. 1,000 biddies donated on my channel will be going towards, blowing the head off of Mr. BigSugah here. Just saying.
We're sellouts at this point. We've kind of just accepted it.
I mean, it's a business, and therefore it is selling out because I will take, hey, Rockstar, you want to give me a sponsorship? I'll take you. The first energy drink company of any kind of caffeinated beverages, I will sell out to them. The first one that will come over to me, be like, hey, XenosAce, we like what you're doing. Would you like a sponsorship? And yes, keep me caffeinated for years and years to come. I will bend over and spread them as much as you like. Give me that sponsorship.
Yeah, I started drinking some sugar-free Monster drinks. They're actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I fuck with them.
Yeah,
I'm not usually a sugar-free type of guy because I feel like sometimes it takes the flavor away.
I only fuck around with sugar-free drinks nowadays. I don't like sugar drinks anymore because they feel thick. Like when you're drinking them, they feel thick. Like I can't even drink like regular soda anymore. Like Mountain Dew Code Red, one of my favorite drinks. Had one recently. It was like, ooh, this feels sludgy going down my throat. I'm like, ugh. And it's like, you know what?
I fucking love Code Red, man.
I mean, I do
Code
too,
Red
but
is so good.
But after that mouthfeel, just like my whole mouth feeling it got covered in sugar, I'm just like, oh, no, I can't do it.
That's how I feel with like Coke. I like
Yeah.
the no sugar Coke. That shit's good because I don't get that like texture on my mouth anymore. Feeling like I have to go fucking quickly brush my teeth after a drink. Which doesn't taste good if you brush your teeth after drinking something like that.
Right.
It tastes like ass.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's also one of the reasons, like, water's great. Green tea. I have this diet green tea with citrus flavor. It is fantastic. Like, oh.
And don't even get me started on E2s, man.
If any more after coming back.
I love the E2 black currant and apple. I think it's only a New Zealand thing though. I mean, it's possible.
I was gonna say I haven't seen E2. I haven't seen E2 around, so
yeah, I think it's just a drink that we can get in New Zealand, but I don't think they're in Australia. I could be wrong. Any Australians in chat that can correct me? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, E2s, man. If you ever go to New Zealand, go to a dairy or a gas station, or don't go to supermarkets and get it because they don't put them in fridges. Go to a dairy or a gas station. Get and just buy an E2 black currant. It's so fucking good. Like I say, don't go to a supermarket because they sell them, half price cheaper, but they leave them on the shelf for fucking days, and then
Yeah.
it just turns to shit. It's just nasty. No wonder why it's fucking cheaper.
Yeah.
That's my rant done. I love E2s and the fucking supermarkets are disrespecting it.
Dang.
Can't have it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just do I think the only sugary drink I drink nowadays is this powdered chai tea. Like it's so good.
I'm not a tea kind of guy. I'm not really
See, that's
big
where
on
you're fucking
teas.
up. That's where you're fucking up. Tea is one of the best things in the world. We got black tea, white tea, green tea, herbal tea, citrus tea.
I've tried different types of teas, and I've tried like, just normal hot drink tea, or like
I gotta do it cold.
iced teas in there.
Yeah,
I
I gotta do
tried
iced
like
teas.
I think it was like Lipton peach iced tea or something, and it wasn't bad. But I didn't want to just scull it back. You know what I mean? It wasn't those drinks where I was like, "Fuck, I gotta have it." Like I don't know. It's just never really done anything for me.
That's so sad. For me, it's like
Doesn't
green.
tickle my fancy.
All the teas, man. I just love tea. Like now, I like my tea cold. I like it cold with some sort of sweetener in there, either honey, sugar, or this one sugar substitute that I found out is absolutely fantastic. It's called monk fruit sugar. It's amazing.
Monk fruit.
Yes. It's don't know.
Never heard of it.
It's made from monk fruit, and it is a natural tea or a sugar replacement, and it is fantastic. So
I've never heard of it.
Oh yeah.
E2 looks like a crappy Powerade. Nah, Powerade's trash. It does. It's like a juice. It's not like a Powerade. I don't like Powerades. Do you guys have Powerades in the US?
Of course. Where do you think it came from?
I don't know. I was just checking. When I was a kid, I thought Coca-Cola was a New Zealand brand. That's
No.
oblivious I was to the wide world when I was a young little impressionable child.
Yeah, no, Powerade, Gatorade, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, all those started over here in America.
Yeah.
So
Isn't Fanta a Coca-Cola brand?
I believe so, yes. It's it either got bought out or is a sister company to Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Which is
my missus was asking me. She's like, "Why is Coke like called Coca-Cola?" She's like, "I thought like we call it Coke, but is it just cola?" I was like, "The reason why it's called Coca-Cola is because when it first came out, they had cocaine in it."
And that is true.
That's why it's called Coke.
Yeah.
She was like, "What?" She's like,
Yeah,
"Wait a minute. I think my dad told me about that at some point."
Extracts from the coca plant where you get your cocaine.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, good stuff. But yeah, it was actually first invented as a medicinal tonic and not a beverage.
Yeah.
So it was there to help your medicinal needs, not to be everyday enjoyment.
Get you pinging like fucking nuts.
Well, I mean, cocaine does have some medical uses. It's just not widely used because, well, there's a lot of cons to yeah. But even then, but the real stuff fortified. It's fortified with worse shit now. Facts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Yeah, so Coca-Cola, it's weird actually with the entomology, what you're talking about, like how, you guys call it Coke, and, over here, like some people, it depends on what part of the country you're in. But sometimes Coke is not the actual brand. It's just meaning soda, or pop just means soda. And then, like it's crazy because like so many different things. Like over here in in the West Coast, like if you want a soda, one, we call it soda, and you would say, oh, I want a Coke or a Coca-Cola. Whereas like someone like Mid East would be saying like, oh yeah, I want a pop, make a cola. and there's only one type of cola. You know, it's like either Coke or Pepsi. So
Yeah.
it's
I like
funny.
Pepsi. We just call it a fizzy drink. Just want a fizzy. I started calling it soda every now and then. I feel like I don't know where I picked that up. Probably you guys.
Yeah, probably us Americans.
Yeah. I I mean it's just like when I started saying keen, you guys started saying it, and
Yeah,
I didn't pick up on this, but I think it was either you or Super was like, I've been saying keen a lot.
me.
Fuck you,
Yeah,
sugar. And
that was me.
I was like, what did I do?
Yeah,
You
because I
guys
had
are
to
like, we
explain to.
never say that.
I explained my lady. You know, it's just like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by saying you're keen for that? I'm like, well, this. I've been playing with this dumbass Kiwi for a while. And then she says, "What's a Kiwi?" I'm like, "New Zealander. Don't worry." You know, and they, they just, I had to explain to her. I've been hanging out with you too much, and now I'm starting to, I just like the sound of "I'm keen on that" a lot better.
Fuck you, NATO. He's right.
Hey, yeah, he's right. That's so. Well, yes, fuck you, NATO, but yes, you're so right, and I love you. So.
I just love that your missus is like, the fuck is keen? Like, you keen?
Yeah.
How do you, what do you mean you don't know what keen means?
It's just not something that's in our American vocabulary.
What would you use keen for?
Like
You just
I'm
wouldn't?
down. Like or no, well like so like, I'm keen for that would be I'm down for that, or
Yeah.
you know, or I'm okay with
Well,
that, or I want to do
how would
that.
you guys say keen though? Like, what would you use keen in a sentence for?
Oh
If you did it,
God.
if you never spoke to me or any other New Zealand, what would you ever use keen for?
You know what? That's a great question. I don't think I've heard too many people use that in a conversation, actually. I think I've seen like, probably like narrowing down on something, like, or in that kind of a context, not so much on like, and how you use it, but more in a, discriminatory way of, you know saying I'm narrowing down on this, or
Okay.
or like you have a keen eye for detail, or you have like a, a very very, good eye for detail kind of thing.
I get that. I get that. That does make a lot more sense then. Yeah, it's just always been keen to go on a mesh, keen to fucking get on the piss, keen on
Yeah.
a ciggy, J.
Yeah, it's NATO. Yeah, I'm sorry I beat you to it.
Trying to have sex, you just rip your pants off and look at her and go.
I'm keen.
Yeah,
Oh,
fucking keen.
ah, well, what has been going on in the world? What's been going on?
I don't know. I don't pay
I
attention.
mean,
Someone
the
said something about a new coronavirus strain. I
yeah,
don't know.
Omicron. I haven't even read up on that much. All I know is my government is saying, "Hey, go get the vaccination and booster shot for the new strain."
Yep, I still need to go get my
The
I still need
vaccination.
to go get my second shot. I
Oh,
got my
dude.
first shot at like the first of like start of November, and they were like, "You better get it between like 2 to 3 weeks. Don't get it after." And I
Yeah,
still
because
didn't
now
do
you're
it.
gonna have to get that first shot again.
Oh yay! Oh
Yeah,
well.
freaking. Well, yeah. I'm like I'm getting tired of all the COVID talk. Like, there's
Yeah,
so
me
much.
honestly, me too, bro. I just look. It's in my back pocket. I keep a face mask on me at all times.
Hmm.
Like I'm not worried.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
just.
well, it's not that much of a worry in New Zealand anyway. Borders and shit. I got a face mask. I should be alright if I just wear it when I go out. I wear it
Yeah,
everywhere now. It's just become habit. When I'm at home, I don't have it. Like,
I'm in an
I was
area.
thinking,
Go.
the other day, like I could go into a shop, right? Check on some sunglasses. they wouldn't know who the fuck I am.
Yeah. Actually,
So, I mean,
that's one of the great. That's one of the things I did actually. So at the start of this, I was working, and I still had to, take out money for shit and all that. So I went into a bank right at the height of, all this happening, and I just see like doubled up security on the banks, and I see one guy who's walking the line as there's only like 3 tellers because for this like 100-foot thing they still have to have spacing between, so they only have 3 tellers going at one time, so there's this giant line of people in queue waiting to speak to a teller. So there's like a floor manager there, like talking to people and checking up, and he's got a mask on. I have a bandana, which it's the same thing as a mask, a little bit. Actually, I think that one was better because I could not breathe in it whatsoever. So there was nothing coming in, not even oxygen. Yeah. And so I just turned to him and I'm like, so I bet you're really happy with the mask things and, having to, wonder which person's going to try to rob the bank. And he's like, dude, you have no fucking clue. I've never heard a bank staffer curse in my life, especially at a Wells Fargo. And he was just like, you have no fucking clue. Just like, I'm like, oh my God. It's like,
kind of funny with banks though, because they're always like, whenever you go on there, take your hat off, we need to see your whole face.
mm-hmm.
Like camera recognition if something goes down or some shit. Now it's like, keep everything you fucking have on, motherfucker. Like, all right.
Yeah, this guy. It was always funny because you could always tell who were the right leaning people and the left wing leaning people, because, and this guy was totally right leaning because he was just not happy with, one, having to wear a mask, and two, having to work in a bank in LA, mind you, and this is not the nicest part of LA, and they have a vault, which means they could potentially get robbed. And so they're just like this guy was just filled with like disgust on all ends. He was like, oh, I'm wearing a mask. It's hard to breathe. It's also, I have to worry about every single person that comes in here. And it's just like, I felt for the guy because I was like, dang. That was the first thing I thought. It was like, everyone's wearing a mask. There's no way to identify anyone if they commit a crime. And it's government sanctioned. It's like, well, they're wearing a mask. Well, you have to wear a mask. So
I'm curious as to how many people have gotten away with like different crimes because of COVID.
That'll never get put out there. They'll never get put out there, because then people are going to realize, oh, maybe it's not a good thing that we have these masks. They're gonna say
you gotta protect yourself against the virus, and then you get the more people who believe in all the conspiracy theories going, well, fuck, COVID ain't real. This is just another way for society to fall. I mean, who am I to say that COVID's real or whatnot? I mean, I'm not gonna take the risk in thinking that it's not real and then end up getting the fucking virus. I mean,
let's just put this out there. COVID is real. As being someone who enjoys conspiracy theories, the COVID conspiracy theories are so stupid. Like,
trying to microchip us all. Like, why the fuck would they microchip us all?
Microchip. It's not real.
GPS.
Need to microchip. Anyone like, as much as I hate the COVID and how out of proportion I feel like it has gotten put into. Anyone who says COVID is not real, you're stupid. You're just stupid, and that's all there is to it. The whole thing is coronavirus has been a thing. Like, we just got coronavirus 2019. That's why it's COVID-19. But we've had coronavirus in our lives way back then. Like, if you look at a Lysol bottle, and this is one of the best conspiracy theories I've seen, but if you look at a Lysol bottle, one of the like flus and germs it kills is coronavirus. It doesn't specify which coronavirus, but it's known to kill coronavirus. People don't realize that has been on there for years. It's like,
well, they just made up out of the blue. By the way, when I said who am I to or not, I do believe it's real. For anyone thinking that
I know.
don't.
I just want to put it
I
out
did
there
say-
that I just want to, because this is going to go on YouTube and they're going to be like, oh, well, so this guy is saying he doesn't believe in it. It's like, no. We know COVID is real. But yes, I do live in America, Lexi. I do. Oh, someone started putting anti-COVID and
Land of the
anti-mask,
free.
anti-COVID and anti-mask stickers all over school. That, okay, like, I get wanting to, express your freedom of opinion, but don't deface property with it. Like, put it on your own car.
Yeah, wear a t-shirt.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm anti-mask. I hate masks, and honestly, the masks that we're wearing aren't actually gonna protect you that much. I'm also, not a big fan of the vaccine, but that's other scientific reasons. I just don't like the mask for personal reasons. But
yeah,
but you're not gonna catch me going out into the store and ripping down face masks and yelling at people for wearing face masks or putting stickers on things. Like that's not how that's not how this works. You can have your opinions. Your opinions should be respected, but as soon as you start forcing your opinions on others that don't care, like you just kind of lost respect. That's why I'll never force my opinion onto someone unless they ask or gets brought up in a situation like this.
yeah, exactly. I mean, the other thing is like, yeah, the masks protect to a certain extent. Like, they're not going to protect you completely, but then you go to like a store or something, and they've got like a little bottle of why can't I think of the fucking word right now? I hate when this happens.
Sanitizer.
Sanitizer. Thank you. Yeah, so you go into a store, you squirt a bottle of sanitizer in your hand, rub it in, you go out, you touch all these things, right? Right after you sanitize your hand. No one sanitizes their hands on the way out. Because usually with the stores here, there's one way in and then there's one way out. You can't go out the same way you came in because that's just how they've set everything up. They don't have sanitizer on the way out for some reason. So you go in, you touch all these things, and then there's people that go in that don't use a sanitizer, or if they've got COVID, they're touching the sanitizer bottle that you're going up to and fucking touching and shit, and you may be sanitizing your hands and shit, touching some dirty shit someone else has touched. Plus, if they don't wash their hands, they're going around touching the store and like everything around the store, and so are you, and then you're leaving, and there's no sanitizer at the end of it. So you
Yeah.
got all this fucking gross shit. I mean, if people are that worried with that, I mean, just take your own bottle of sanitizer. You can get a small little thing, chuck in your pocket, and use, I guess. But like, it's just one thing that kind of just makes me laugh a little bit is the stupidity of like, you have to wear a mask, you have to protect yourself, and I agree with wearing the mask. I think it's a good idea. Good idea. I'm not completely anti it.
I'm just anti it
But
for
yeah,
myself. Anyone else can wear it. I don't care.
They have all these rules around it, but then it's just like some of the rules are just dumb. Like,
Yeah.
you should have those automatic censored ones where you put your hand under it and it squirts onto it.
Those cost
Some
money.
stores do. Yeah. Well, there's the other thing. Some stores have them.
Now that being said, also I should clarify. I do wear my mask where it is required to wear a mask. By the way, if there's a sign on a store, it doesn't matter if because in the town I'm in, none of our stores have you must or masks are required because it's no longer mandatory in our county. That being said, though, if there is still a store that says mask required beyond this point, I still throw on my mask just because it's their place of work. It's their rules. If I don't like it, I can get the fuck out if I want. But like, I go somewhere else. But at the same time, it's like, I'll still wear a mask. I'm not trying to cause issues, I should say. Like, I'm anti-mask, but I'm only anti-mask, in my own home, if you will. Like, yeah, like I will wear a mask. Yeah, I will wear a mask wherever they tell me to wear a mask. I will follow the rules, to the best of my ability, as long as they don't infringe on my rights. And putting a mask on my face to go into one or two stores that in the county, that's fine. I'll go ahead and I'll put those masks on just for those two stores, because once one of my favorite Hawaiian barbecue places, they say if you're doing if you're coming in to for a to-go order, please have your mask on. Sure, I'll do it. That's fine. Cool. I like your katsu chicken, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, but I've gone to some stores and that, and they're like, you must wear a mask in here. And then they're making food in at the counter in the back, and I can see they're not wearing a mask. Or
Oh, we
and
lost your audio. Hold up.
I'm sitting here just holding my credit card, pay wave and shit, jumping out. Oh, not credit card, debit card. Sorry, I ain't bougie. Um, fucking go in there, do my little pay wave and grab my food and dip out. And I'm wearing a mask and shit. I'm not touching anything. I've just gone in,
Mhm.
asked for what I want. They go and make it. But they're like in the back, sweating up a storm, fucking cooking my food up, no gloves, no mask on. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, why the fuck am I asked to wear a mask in here when they're doing that to my food?
Yeah. So I see two comments here I want to just touch on. One, it's really cool that the doc actually allowed or offered to let you inject yourself. I probably would take that up in a heartbeat just because that sounds like that'd be fun. But yeah, too many people think these little microchips can fit in those small little syringes, and it's like, nah, we have nanotechnology, but it's not that good yet.
Yeah,
and then
they hear the word micro.
Yeah, right.
And then they think of their penis, and they're like, "Yeah, my penis could fit in
there." And the whole fucked up things that's happening in the certain jobs are already and many more are about to force you to get vaxxed or daily weekly testing. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's something I don't like. That kind of infringes on my rights as an American citizen, and I'm not okay with that. Now I get it, the rest of the world, not American citizens, so well, I don't know, because some citizens are willing to, give up freedom for security, which I am not. So that's kind of like, and like for me, I honestly biologically have some scary issues with the vaccine, because every time I get the flu vaccine, I've said this multiple times, but every time I get the flu vaccine, I end up getting the flu worse than if I actually just got it naturally out there in the wild. So for me,
there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah, and you know what? It's from what I was told. I haven't really looked into this, but what I got told by a nurse is that I have a weak immune system. If that's the case, sure, that's what it is. Then I have a weak immune system. I only get sick like once a year, but I have a weak immune system. So therefore, if I'm so worried about getting the actual COVID vaccine, that if I get like I'm about 99.9% certain I already had COVID. So if that being the case, and I know how shitty that was. My lungs were thrashed. I couldn't smell shit for a while. I was just in terrible pain. I was wanting to die. So if I got the COVID vaccine and that reacts the same way as almost all the other vaccines that I get, I am going to the hospital, and there's a good chance I'm not coming out of that hospital. So yeah, my freedom is not worth my security, because my security could be my death. So I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, it's a fucking tricky situation with that, especially in that aspect. I got mine. I didn't feel anything afterwards. I
well,
got
you didn't get the
told
second
that I
shot.
may. Yeah, I got told that the booster, like is the one that really fucks you up. I didn't get that. No, I need to do that though. But like, see, I don't have a immune system like that. I get shots or any flu shots and that, and I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't react to it at all. I may feel like a little less as healthy for like a day, but like it's not like I'm like coughing up my lungs and snot nose and everything. Like, I'm getting real sick from it. I just don't feel as great as I
Yeah.
usually would, but I don't feel like shit. Yeah, so I mean, like they don't really affect me that much. So I'm gonna get mine, because I've heard. See the thing is, when we're talking about like places of work forcing people to get their vaccines and that because it's just what they're wanting or some shit. I
Yeah.
think majority of that is because you've got the people there that are vaxxed and that doesn't stop them from getting COVID. But it makes them have a better chance against it, I
And
suppose.
if you believe the recent studies, you can actually still spread COVID after getting the vaccine as well.
Yeah, of course. And I mean,
Oh.
like, I think there's just more of a chance to spread it if you don't have the vaccination. I think that's why they put that rule in place. I don't know. I'm just
Well,
I'm just Big Shug, man.
yeah.
Whatever
I
I
mean,
say, take with a grain of salt because I don't
yeah.
know everything.
Yeah, so supposedly you can still you can still get COVID, but you could also still pass COVID even if you are vaccinated. So it's a
You
weird
can be.
situation.
I mean, you could be a carrier and not even know it.
Yeah,
It's just like
and
any flu.
into regards of what Algo said, yeah, there's like some schools that are public schools and that has vaccine mandates and jobs that are required having that. And you know what, that is that is the whole case. I just don't want the government saying as an American citizen you have to get the vaccine. Now if it's my job saying, hey, you're required to have the vaccine to work here, that is something completely different. That is a private entity saying they want their employees to be vaccinated. I am so cool with that. Hospitals totally get that. Schools totally get that. Those are private entities that they make their rules for you to be on there. Just like with how I was saying with the mask in certain places, that I had to put it on because one,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the asshole who's saying I'm not going to wear a mask because the county doesn't say I have to wear a mask and therefore I don't have to wear my mask in your place of business. Those are still private entities that, if they say you need to be vaccinated, then yeah, you got to follow the rules or get
Yeah.
fired.
The thing is,
It's
as well, is that if one job's saying you got to do it, go find a job where you don't have to.
exactly.
Honestly, like, yeah, I mean, if it's a country saying you have to, then it's kind of like, oh fuck, like, am I expected to go find another country that's asking me to do this? Like, you,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in a financial situation where I can just do that.
Yeah, like
You know what I mean? And that's when people start feeling forced.
yeah, like I don't mind private entities doing it. I mind government entities mandating it. So like,
Mm.
so that's just the way I see it is. Like the government shouldn't be forcing me to do stuff. But if other people, if a private company says if you want to work here, you need to be vaccinated, that is a choice I had to then make myself because they have made it a policy choice for them, which means, do I want to be vaccinated or do I not? Well, do I want a job or do I want to go find a new job? You know what? There's plenty of jobs, at least at this time, there's still plenty of jobs here in America where you don't have to be vaccinated in order to work.
Yeah.
So,
It's gonna, it very well may get to a point where every job will be like that, though. I, I mean,
I just
it's just up to the employers and that
I just
at the
wish
end
they
of the
didn't
day.
do it. I wish that they didn't do it with COVID. Like the mortality rate is so low. It's ridiculous how low it is. And
Mm.
like if you do this too many times, the people, the citizens of whatever country are going to start going batshit insane. Like it's COVID, these 5 years. What's going to be, in the next, cycle after pretty much people have gotten done and rid of COVID? Well, what's the next one going to be? And are we going to treat it just the same and then
Yeah.
require more mandated stuff? I mean, if that's going to be the case, we're going to run into a cycle that, you're going to have to start believing the conspiracy nuts. Like it's the government trying to control the people.
All people are gonna be focused on the conspiracy nuts too. You know, it's funny though. Like when COVID first started becoming a thing, and it was like the big talk and everything. I did not think we'd still be talking about it 2 years later.
Oh yeah.
I did not
You
expect that at all.
I actually kind of saw it coming. So here's a little funny thing. Most people don't remember this because if it wasn't on CNN or Fox News, they don't remember it whatsoever. But I remember reading news articles about this flu that's originating from China. This is before you know COVID was the mainstream media news, and it was funny because like President Trump, at the time he was president, said we need to lock down our borders to any Chinese sort of like immigration or visitation whatsoever, and he got so much backlash
I
from
remember that.
Yeah, there was so much backlash. Like, why are you trying to close borders just because of some flu? Go figure. 3 months later, now it's the only thing we ever talk about for the next 2 years. Trump had it like on point. He was like, "Hey, let's close down the borders to this." Oh, guess what? 3 months later, when he's now, no longer in office, hey, we're shutting down borders. Hey, we got all this thing going on. It's like you couldn't have listened to Trump just because he's some orange guy with a foupé, for hair. Like, are you really that stupid? Come on.
A lot of people hated Trump for just dumb reasons. Like from before he was even president, thinking of being a politician. Like when he was just a reality TV star from The Apprentice or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like people just did not like him. I mean, I remember there was like someone recorded him saying like just grab it by the pussy or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, like everyone was like, we can't have this man running as president. I can guarantee you, Obama has been in a room where he doesn't think anyone's recording him. He's just with his boys, and he's talking about fucking bitches. Like I can guarantee it. He's got Michelle at home with the kids and shit. She's watching fucking The Bachelor while he's out having boys' night and that. And he's like, "Yo, remember when we were 19, bro? Fuck, snorted all that cocaine, and I fucked Marie over there, bro." And then her friend came along. I grabbed her by the pussy, and then, you know what I mean? Like there's no way Obama has not had a conversation like that. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. You can't say that about him, though. He's one of the more beloved American presidents. Not by me.
Oh, I like Obama. I like this character. You know what I mean? I treat presidents like they're from TV. I don't treat them like they're real people.
I wasn't a big, huge Obama fan, but I did like one thing he did, and that was pretty much, tell the world that, the Navy SEALs went and destroyed Osama bin Laden, and I was like, well, at least he did something right. So, but
I don't keep up with politics though. I just hear shit.
Well, so it's funny though when you're talking about that, like, I'm watching this show called Designated Survivor on Netflix right now, and I just recently watched an episode where that same thing kind of happened, where like Kiefer Sutherland is the president. And he says something in private after, like, in the locker room after playing a round of hockey, and he says something to another politician, thinking, it's going to be not protected, confident, like speaking in confidence with the guy, and he's and so he says something in joking or sarcastically joking, saying, "Oh, you want me to do this? Do you also want me to say the American people are suckers?" And he gets flamed for it. And it's like, he gets flamed for it. And it's like, "Oh, you're calling the American people suckers?" And it's like, well, that was taken out of context. It's like, yeah. I was like, we have that so much.
You know what that reminded me of? The Anchorman, where they changed the teleprompter thing that he's reading, and he goes, "Go fuck yourself, San Diego." He was like, he's like stacking his paper like, "That was fucking good. That was fucking good." And everyone's just looking at him like, he didn't even realize what he did.
honestly, if Joe Biden actually said that, like, "Go fuck yourself, San Diego," I would believe that was just him saying that and not a teleprompter. Like, he just had a brain fart that he normally has when on camera. Jeez. Algo does bring up a point. Why have they not released all the JFK files?
I have no idea what that is.
So John F. Kennedy, the Kennedy assassination.
I know who JFK is, but what are the files?
So technically, the files are basically around. Like, I mean, there's a lot of files, but the ones that everybody wants are the the investigation, for the assassination files. They're supposed to be, they're supposed to. So
they released that? That's like fucking how many years ago?
Well, yeah. So we in America, we allow certain things to go public after pretty much everyone who is involved in the situation has passed away. So yeah, or has been cleared or doesn't have anything to do with it. So for privacy and national security issues. But
yeah,
Yeah, like everybody wants these notes on the JFK assassination. We
Would be
just can't.
interesting.
Oh my gosh, it would be. It would be because you know there's got to be some good stuff in there, and there's so many conspiracy theories going on around it that it would be nice to put a lot of those to bed or find out if one of them is actually true.
Mm. You know why JFK and Obama have been like two of my favorite presidents? I don't give a fuck what they did. They just had a cool voice.
You know what? I'm gonna
They
say
both
something.
spoke really cool.
Okay,
Like just oh my god.
I will say this. I will say that Obama,
They had a dope voice.
he had a dope voice. Like like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Obama, but you know he was a president and he did his job to the best of what he thought was his ability. You know, so you know props for him on that. But his voice, I mean, yeah, I could listen to him. You know, put me to sleep reading some sort of book. You know, I'd be okay with that. He's got
Being like new Morgan Freeman.
politics aside, no, he's not. He's nowhere near Morgan Freeman
Yeah.
status. No way.
No, you couldn't. I'm trying to think of like people who have like amazing voices. Like Morgan Freeman's one of them. David Attenborough.
That's
Gotta
nowhere
give
near
props
what
to
he
him.
sounds like.
It's not. It's not. So I try and do a Morgan Freeman one too. Like I remember, fuck, what was this guy's? This is a YouTuber that I used to watch like fucking years back. I have a feeling it starts with is. Oh, Sea Nanas. Yeah. So when I used to watch Sea Nanas way back in the day, they would play like
Oh yeah.
Gmod games and that. And there was this one guy who did a really good like Morgan Freeman impression. He was like hunting them or some shit. And all you hear over the mic is, "I can smell you," or doing it in like
Yeah,
a Morgan
yeah.
Freeman voice. And it
I
was
remember that. Yeah,
fucking
that's
hilarious. Some people are great at impressions. I try. Pretty terrible at them,
yo,
but
imagine though if the JFK files were actually like huge letdowns, like they were completely nothing, or it was actually the CIA. Ooh, that'd be funny. That
all
honestly,
the
that I think.
conspiracy theories came true.
Nah, I mean, I kind of want one of the conspiracy theories to just come true. I don't care which one, just kind of want any one of them because, like, why not? But at the same, all right, give me something else that I can focus on that the media's not covering. Give me a new news cycle, please. Like, I'm tired of hearing about other variations of COVID and, Alec Baldwin shooting someone and, the world just going to hell in a handbasket. Give me something like, oh, yes, the CIA actually decided to kill JFK because he was too forward thinking in his progressive thoughts. It's like, oh, interesting. Now, this is a story worth investigating.
Didn't he smash Marilyn Monroe? When I
That's a
say
rumor.
smash,
That is a rumor.
I wish that's true.
It hasn't
Hands down,
been
becomes my
confirmed
favorite
nor
president
denied.
after that.
It's neither been confirmed or denied. Though at the same time, like,
fuck the assassination theories or like the files on that. Where's the files on? Where's the tape?
you know what? There's actually so I went down a very deep rabbit hole on Reddit to somehow I found myself into this Reddit thread about how people are trying to scrub history of gayness because all that, and it was actually hilarious because there was a post about
what?
JFK actually probably not straight, either bi or gay, because he's got these pictures with a male guy that look a little suspicious. And I'm just like, hello, there's a little size, and I'm just like, well, this is interesting.
Heard that before.
I've never heard this either. Honestly, I was like, I kind of don't care, but at the same time, like, this is kind of interesting. Yeah. Like,
curiosity killed the cat, man.
well, I mean, like, I don't care if he was gay or bi or straight. I really don't care. Your sexual orientation means jack all to me. So, but it was just like, it's just like, huh. Being a gay president in that time probably wouldn't have gone over well.
Have you ever had a gay president before, or has that just never been a thing?
I, at least not openly.
You've never had a female president either, and
No,
I
no, no.
remember.
Actually,
Wait, have you?
technically, for 80 minutes, Kamala Harris was the first Asian woman to be in president
How
for
the
80
fuck did
minutes.
that
Because
happen?
so we
I
have
remember.
we have Amendment 25, which is if the president of the United States is undergoing a medical procedure or is unable to become, or is not able to do their job because of being under the knife or in any kind of situation, um the president of the United States will relinquish his power or her power in this case, to the vice president, and therefore for like 80 or 85 minutes, um Kamala Harris was acting president of the United States.
Uh, I guess.
Just
I
saying,
guess that
technicality.
counts.
Just
I
saying, there's a
guess that-
technicality.
I mean, I remember when Hillary Clinton for the running with Donald Trump, and then
Cool.
she was like,
Let's not
hiding
talk about her.
emails and
Let's
shit.
not talk about her. Oh, I got so many hateful things to say about her. Please, God, no.
I think a lot of people do. I don't, like I said, I don't give up politics.
Oh man.
I just strike nerves where I can.
Oh, that hurts. You suck.
But yeah, no, like I remember that, and then everyone, we gotta vote for her. It's either Trump or the first female president. Like, you guys sure that you want this one to be the first? Like, it's like that's like asking Bill Cosby to like be the first female something. I don't know.
No, honestly,
it's a bad idea.
it's so. Just like what Algo and Striken here just said, I am nowhere near opposed to a female president or a gay president or anything. Just make sure it's the right person. Like Hillary,
Exactly.
not the right person. Like, I have so
Like,
many issues with that with Hillary. I think I'd rather have Kim Jong-un as president of the United States than Hillary. Honestly, it'd be the same kind of dictatorship. And so,
you guys need a really sexy female president. I'm adding to my favorite president character list. I don't care what they do. Just either have a cool voice or just be fucking banging.
Here's the thing. That means there's going to be a Republican, because there's a running joke between the parties that almost every left-leaning politician is not so pretty when it comes to the females. I think the only sexiest left-leaning politician where I'm like, yeah, I would definitely not throw that out of bed, is AOC. I hate all the policies that AOC stands for, but she is a good-looking woman. But at the other side, you look at the right-leaning, politicians. They got a lot of really pretty chicks in there. Even the older ones are like, oh, MILF, GILF, whoa, yeah. You're just like, they take care of themselves. Dear Lord, is it hot in here? Or is it just you, lass? It's like.
I'm scared of gilfs. I feel
Why?
like I'd never want to go for a gilf. I mean, like, let's just imagine I'm not a taken man for a minute here, because I don't think the missus would love me talking about this. But if I was to go for an old lady, and if I was to get them big old bitties in my face, I would be worried that if I'm like, how do I explain this? I'm just scared of breast powder, man. Like, it goes milk, but one day it's got to turn to powder, right? Like, it gets old.
I don't think you know how biology works.
Can you imagine, like, you're with a girl and she's riding you, and then all of a sudden,
it doesn't work like
whoa.
It doesn't work like that.
You don't know. You never been with a girl. Or have you?
I'll neither confirm nor deny. I invoke the fifth. See, okay, so getting back over to topic.
People, hold on. I hope people don't take me seriously half the time. Hey, Xenos' chat. If you guys know me, you know I'm just talking shit. Okay, back to business.
All right, back to business. Back to what Algo was saying over here, you know, and Striking also. Like, Striking is saying, you know, I will say, I wasn't a big fan of the Trump or Hillary election, just because at first I didn't like him. I am actually very satisfied with Trump's presidential run. I actually rank it above Obama's. He's definitely
really well.
So it depends on how you're looking at it. So you know, so it really depends. But at the same time, you know, whether you liked it or not, like that was a horrible election. We were pretty much choosing between the lesser of two evils at one point. Trump just happens to have policies that I'm more in line with, such as, you know, our relations with Israel, military, and firearms. So, and he did something that a lot of people couldn't do, which was like actually bring a somewhat standing peace in the Middle East, which was just insane. He literally put North Korea down on their knees for, you know, a good little bit and said, you either got to shut up or we're going to just go take you over. And there's just no two ways about it. And we're going to give you to South Korea and reunite the Korean Peninsula. So shut up and sit down, or, you know, take your dicks out and we'll see who the measuring contest wins, you know?
I remember seeing like a tweet from him, and he like, North America's got a nuke button, but my button's bigger. I was like, this motherfucker.
I wonder if that's what, you know what, that sounds like a real tweet. I haven't seen that one, but that
I gotta. I mean, I could try and find it, but I'll be fucking looking for ages.
But I'll go, when it comes down to, you know, I don't actually care about how fuckable they are either. I am a very in long lines with you. It's the whole podcast politics. We talked about Vigor for a while. We talked about Vigor and the Alec Baldwin situation. Yeah. If you guys want to hear something, tell us, you know, give us a topic. We're kind of just ad-libbing it right now.
We really talk about anything.
Yeah.
I don't follow politics, so like usually when we talk about politics, I'm just talking shit.
Yeah, honestly, it's just
saying, if America was to get a female president, it better not look like the New Zealand Prime Minister.
Yeah,
people are gonna hate me for that.
Well,
I like our Prime Minister. She's cool, but like, she ain't doable.
Good enough over here. I like you, Zeno. Literally anything else. Let's talk about favorite animals. Yeah, politics favorite just happens. Yeah. Politics just happens to be like, you know, the one thing that we ended up somehow getting tracked onto, and it's not like, you know, we're not going like insanely crazy. I'm not trying to force my opinions on you guys. Don't care. Like, you like the president or you don't like the president. My whole goal is, you know, I hope the president does the best that he can do. That's all I ask for. It's going to be my president no matter what. So, you know, they're in office. Like, yeah, I'm not going to do anything.
What's my opinion on booze?
Yeah, we'll
cherish it.
Alcoholic. Yes, you are.
I actually hardly drink anymore.
Yeah, I don't drink that much anymore either.
Beer or two, like every blue moon, but I used to drink a lot. I love a good beer, man. Favorite animal too?
I was gonna say,
what's your favorite animal?
I'm actually a big fan of the wolf. I know how uncharacteristically manly of me. Wolf.
I like koalas.
You are a Nazi. You're literally a Nazi.
It's a hard thing for me to admit, but I do like koalas. Nah, my favorite dog. My favorite animal is a dog, because they're fucking loyal as fuck. I love a husky. I love huskies. I don't think I'd ever be able to have one if I didn't have enough free time. Like you need to have a lot of time to maintain a
Yeah.
husky.
Oh my gosh. Good enough though. Put this question here. Remove a single animal from the endangered list so it can be hunted, eaten in normal stores. What would it be? Oh man. You know what? Algo has a good answer. Manatee. That's actually kind of a good one right there.
I have no idea.
I mean, honestly,
I'm pretty good with just what we got.
you know, this is very
We got, like, steak and
anti-American.
pork and chicken.
This is anti-American, but I kind of want to do like, you know, bald eagle. I want to know what freedom tastes like.
Wow. I fuck with that though. I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with what we got. I don't want to start eating dogs and cats.
They already do in other places of the world.
You know, I ain't about that. You imagine, like, I see. I would never do this. I'd never go cannibalistic, but I have been curious as to what it tastes like. I wonder what a human tastes like. I don't want to taste it. I'm just
From
curious, you know
from
what I
all
mean?
accounts I've read about this. From all accounts I've read, it tastes like pork.
It's like pork,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
Well, there's my answer. I'm no longer curious. I don't
Oh
know
yeah.
who went and tested this out and put out a fucking
You know,
reference or something
there's
on it though. Let's compare it to something. Yeah, with all the shit humans put on themselves, shitty pork. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Get yourself a nice beefcake. I wonder what the Rock tastes like, and I ain't talking about cooking them or anything.
You're talking about that Gluck Gluck 3000, aren't you?
Yeah, man. Get the wrist
Well,
twisting in that shit. Let's go.
oh, who knows? Who knows? It could be a micro penis because, you know, those muscles have to
Steroids.
come from somewhere. Yeah.
I don't think it's steroids though. I just think that man's got very good Samoan genes, and I mean,
Possible.
there are a lot of Samoans where I live. They are big motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They are big. The genes they have, they hefty as fuck. And I mean, that man's a bodybuilder too.
Yeah.
Like, he's a hefty Samoan that works on that shit.
Yeah. I mean,
It's no surprise that he is as
I
big as he is.
I actually live in an area where there's a huge Samoan presence in Oceanside, California, and so yeah, I've seen quite a few Samoans, and yeah, some of them are scary. When they stand about a head taller and they're about double wide as me, yeah, that's a situation where you're just like, I could probably beat you in a fight, but it's gonna hurt me real bad. I don't think I want to be part of that.
Yeah, they're fucking strong too. I remember her cousin was living at her place for a bit, and we got on the piss and we decided to play fight.
Oh god.
He threw me across the room, bro. I was like, holy shit! I forgot how big you are because I'm so drunk. I was like, that kind of hurt. Let's go again.
I'm friends with a bunch of Samoans. Yo, for real though, Samoans, Hawaiians, you know, yeah, they're good people. They're great people to go to have dinner with, especially at their place. Until you make them, you know, not on the good side. then they're terrible. You want to run.
From my experience, the Christian Samoans are very nice people. Like if you get a Christian Samoan, there are. I mean, you could say this about any culture though, and this isn't me being racist or nothing like that. But there, some
Racist.
cultures in some Samoan families come from like raised in Samoa and that come over here, and their culture is completely different to the Christian Samoans who've lived here for so long. And I've noticed a lot of toxicity um that comes with it. And I'm not saying every Samoan is like this. I mean, there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
toxic white families. I'm sure there's a lot of toxic Asian families. You know, but like some of the people that like some of families that I've met are very toxic.
Yeah.
I've met some very nice families though. I remember I had a mate. This is funny. He dated my ex before I dated her, and when I started dating her, he was in the same class as me, and he'd like we broke up and shit, and then me and him became like really good mates, and he was inviting me to his church and all of this at his house for dinner and hanging out after school, and I'm just like, I'm just not really into the Christian thing, man. Like,
Yeah.
so
Well,
I
okay.
never went to church with him, but like
Let
he
me
was a really nice guy and a really nice family.
so so I think it depends on what part of the country or like what part of the world you're in. But
Mm.
American Christians, as good enough over here is saying, many Christians are toxic as well though. I'm
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
I'm
shit.
I
Yeah.
I am a Christian myself, and I hate almost all Christians. I am a profound Christian hater because they're all two-faced, lying sacks of shit. They'll go off and preach one thing and then go off and do something else and be like, oh well, the Bible doesn't say anything specific about that. It's like, no, it really does, you stupid motherfucker, you just don't read.
Yeah.
Let's not get onto
The
the Christian
Bible
thing because
yeah, I don't want to get.
cause like
This
Striking just said, I've
podcast should
never
go on for another hour.
yeah, I've never had a problem with a real Christian, but all the fake Christians, about 90% of them who go to church, I have serious issues with.
My brother went to this youth group thing once, and he questioned this guy who was on stage, and he was actually he was famous in New Zealand for being on TV and shit, but he was a real Christian. He would go to youth groups and do his sermons and that. And my brother questioned him once, and he started yelling at my brother, telling him that he's going to go to hell and shit. And
Oh
my brother
gosh.
was just sitting there like, calm down. I was just asking a question about your faith. Like, I just didn't understand something.
The people I actually like talking to the most about religion, especially Christian religion, is atheists.
That's me.
Like, yeah, I love talking to atheists about Christianity, because especially when they just actually want to hear my opinions about it and not like get into like an argument.
Yeah.
Because I've had so many more like cool and helpful, conversations with atheists who are just like, I don't like Christianity, but I kind of want to hear what you think about it. And, because they know I'm a
Yeah.
Christian, and we just have this like, hours long talk. And it's like, oh, you brought some insight that I didn't think I've ever heard any other Christians say. And it's like, well, that's because, a lot of Christians will just say you're an atheist, you don't understand faith. Where I am just like, I'm going to give you facts. I'm just going to give you all this, I'm not going to try to convert you, I should say. I'm not trying to convert you. I'm just trying to tell you what I believe, and
The way I look
so
at it is, I don't look at them all as religions or something to believe in. I don't give a fuck if people believe in what they want to believe. Do
yeah.
you? But I look at religions like they interest me as in. I look at them in like mythologies. Like I was really into the Greek mythology and all the Greek religions and that, the
Hmm.
Norse mythology. I look at Christianity the exact same way.
And you know what?
I don't believe in any of it.
That is actually a wonderful way to put it, actually. Like, as someone who doesn't believe in, a certain religion, that is a wonderful way to put that, actually.
I see why people believe in it. I personally just don't. And I
Yeah.
mean, it all stems from thousands of years of. I mean, I was one of my favorite shows is Vikings, and there's a reason behind it. It's not because it's cool and all these battles happen and the characters are great. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, there is that. But I just love the fact that there are two sides to the story. One side is the Saxons, who all of them believe in God and Jesus and all that, and then on the other side, believe in Odin, Thor, and Freyr, and all of that type of thing.
Yeah.
And then they basically clash. And then there's this one guy, Athelstan, who was a Christian monk, who was a victim to one of Ragnar's first raids at Lindisfarne, and was taken back to Kattegat or Norway. Apparently, Kattegat's not even a real location. I've looked into it a little bit. Apparently,
Yeah.
Kattegat is actually a river or a cove in between two different locations or something. Anyway, I know the story isn't based on, well, it's based on
Actual
real events,
history.
but it's, yeah, but it's not actual history. But yeah, like I just think it's so interesting because there's this one character in between the two sides who is constantly going, "Is this real? Is this real? Is this real?" Like, you know what I mean? And it's just that shit interests me, and I see why people believe in this type of thing to this day. Because another thing that makes me think is that if the Vikings didn't give up on trying to attack the Saxons and take over Francia and all of these sort of areas instead of just settling, making peace, and like taking land and just farming in that, I wonder if they kept attacking these places and wiped them all out, they were the last people who believed in Christianity. Would people today be believing in Jesus, or would people today be believing in the gods?
I think there would be more accepting times. Like
Mm.
the sad part is like the Catholic Church was very hell bent on making the world. They were in their own rights, their own like they were also a Hitler style entity. They
Yeah,
wanted
have you?
everyone to believe in God and Jesus, and that is it. When the cardinal saints and all the,
Mm.
I think it
There's
would have
so much
been a little bit
murder
different.
behind it too. If people didn't believe in it.
Well, I mean, there will always be murder behind religion because every religion has a call to arms, and people will
Yeah.
make that like the Vikings. The Vikings with Norse mythology, had that. Same with the Islam faith, Christianity.
Yeah.
I think the only one that really hasn't actually had it is Buddhism. I mean, like they're all
Yeah,
about
they're
peace.
so fucking peaceful.
Um,
It's insane.
it you know what? I saw a couple comments here. If you guys want me to, I'm gonna do a weird flex on y'all. Because I saw that Striking said I'm an atheist but pro religion. Weird concept, and I'll go say my own beliefs are weird AF because they blend science and religion together. I'm both. So I'm a Christian who believes that science is actually part of Christianity. I'm also pro gay. As a Christian, try to find me another Christian who's actually pro gay, and it'll be actually interesting.
My mother.
Well, there we go.
I seen an interesting comment on Facebook the other day. I follow this page called the Religion of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. And it's basically just a made up religion just to talk shit about Christians and that. But I just go on it for the meme. Anyway, I seen this comment or this post, and it was like something about Christians not believing in evolution, and this guy commented on it and goes, "How can Christians just completely deny evolution? They're basically saying, like, people when people talk about evolution, they're not necessarily saying that God isn't real, like he doesn't exist because of it. So why can't Christians accept that evolution exists and God has over time been trying to perfect his original creations?"
Well, I think that comes down to like what kind of evolution are you talking about? Are you talking about micro or macro
Yeah,
evolution?
with there's also that as well.
Because like I have no problem believing in evolution. There is actual facts of microevolution. It's the macroevolution I have a hard time getting my head around, like that we came from monkeys or chimpanzees or whatever it is. Like I feel like we would have seen a lot more evidence of that if that was the case.
I don't think
I do want to hit on this point that yeah, so like I said, macroevolution kind of hard to get behind, but microevolution I do have
we're definitely part of the ape family though. Like there's that I don't think we came from chimpanzees or gorillas or something like that. I definitely think we were once upon a time a less advanced ape species, like
mhm.
obviously like Neanderthals and that, but before Neanderthals, I don't think we were fucking monkeys and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe like Neanderthals were a thing. I do believe that and those are what I would call microevolutions. Little changes in the body that have evolved to to facilitate our surroundings.
Yeah, to our own climates and
Yeah.
the area we're at. That's why another reason why I believe in evolution. I brought it up last time. Is like I was saying, how can you deny it when you look at African people for a start? They're in a climate where it's completely different to the European climate, where everyone is pasty white. You go to Africa and everyone is very dark skinned. That is their body or their skin evolving to the climate that they're living in for the last 1,000 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I've always looked at it. I haven't really looked into it, but like it's something that intrigues me that I probably should look
Yeah.
up at some point.
No,
Once I'm done
that
doing
would
my
that
bullshit word of the days.
yeah, I was gonna say that would actually make you, you know, a little bit more intelligent. So probably don't do that.
Yeah,
I do
I'll
want
pass on that.
yeah, I do want to hit on this real quick though. Striken said he's gonna make a statement then and see where it goes, but for the mass majority of humanity, religion seems to be the only guiding moral compass. Without religion, people who be way more chaotic, or without religion, people who be way more chaotic, as we can see in recent years, as more and more people lose faith, we see more and more shootings, murders, etc., horrible things. Algo follows up with, "It's so weird you say that, Striken, not due to content but personal context. I have met a few atheists that use that to argue against any religious guidance instead of being necessary, or as being unnecessary, that people are naturally good." So I wanted to touch on that because that is a crazy thing, you know, because I've had that actually used against me quite a few times where, you know, people who are religious, you know, it's almost two sides of the same coin, because from what I've seen, it's like religion can make people do some really stupid things, but at the same time, no religion can make people do some really stupid things. And I don't, I think the proverbial moral compass argument is, you know, the moral compass, I think, just comes from own understanding, like your own understanding of life. I don't think you need religion to have it, but if you can't, you know, get to that point without religion, then you need religion to help you with that moral compass. Whereas, like, when I was going through my crisis of faith of whether I wanted to believe there was actually a God or not, I still had a moral compass, which was, you
weren't
know,
planning on going and murdering people.
yeah, because like for me,
for
it's not a religious thing of, hey, don't kill people. That was a really, like, that was just a, you know, a human being, you know, has the right to live, whether you know, most of the time. Oh my god. Hey, depressed Morty 55, go fuck yourself. So
What the fuck was that? I missed that.
we're trying to become famous here, you know. It definitely helped the podcast to, you know, buy our famous. But
we definitely want to buy followers and
yeah, especially for the podcast, you know. Can we do that on YouTube instead?
Why the fuck not?
But yeah, I think your moral compass is something of, you know, you get to, if you are unable to get to, you know, the morality of life, you know, by yourself, religion helps you with that. But there's still a lot of people out there who just have a good head on their shoulders, who have gotten to, you know, like, don't kill innocent people. They, you know, they deserve to live. You know, that there's a lot of people who don't have religion in their back pocket that, you know, have that same kind of thing. It's like, you know, I think it's just I think it's a little bit of naturing, but also nurturing, if you will.
Yeah, I know back in the day where religion was a thing, and people started questioning it, and they would get punished for it. But a lot of them would just be questioning it, like, well, if there is no God, or if the gods aren't real, depending on what they believed in, that all they were thinking was, what is the point of anything? Like, you could, if without this higher entity, I can do this, and there's no repercussions. Like, and it's basically why a lot of people do believe in whatever religion they believe in as well. It's because it
Yeah.
does have something that holds you to a standard.
Yeah. Yeah, and some people need that standard to be held to. Like, you know, I know a lot of
Yeah.
people who who were pretty shitty people, you know, before they found God, you know, quote unquote found God, depending on what, you know, whatever religion it is. You know, and it's like, so you're
They
the
go to
whole
religion to
reason.
save themselves.
Yeah, it's like you had it in yourself to be a good person. You really didn't need God. But some people just
Yeah.
need that cut and drawn line of this is, you know, mandatory.
It's like it's encouragement to just be a better person sometimes.
Yeah, and some people
Which
need that.
that aspect of religion is fantastic in my eyes, but the toxicity that comes with it is fucked. And
Uh,
that's why I don't believe in it and everything. I just treat it like it's
mythology.
mythologically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got someone at my door real quick.
No worries, no worries. Yeah. Let's see. Christianity in Asia was pretty aggressive. The foothold in Japan was one that met with pretty heavy resistance early on, and the fusion that they did believes only pissed those Jesuits off later. Yo, that's the problem with Christianity. You know, a lot of these religions that are just like Christianity is the only thing, or you know, Islam is the only thing. I don't know, y'all. I just wish everybody could just leave well enough alone. It's like if you want to believe in a certain religion, go believe it, and you know, just live your life the best you can. That's all I want. Yeah, it's striking. Yeah, it might be harder. You know, I just feel like, you know, I know people have a hard time with that. So you know, that's why I'm not against religion. You know, being a Christian myself, you know, sometimes you know people coming to God, you know, whatever God it is that they come to, um, you know, I'm happy for them, but it's also one of those things where like the little bit of scientist comes out of me. And it's like, so you had it in yourself this whole time to be a good person, see? But you know, what are you gonna do about it, huh? Can't can't do too much. Um, the Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just it's funny. My family hates me because they're all one side of my family's devout Christians, and one of my favorite things to do to piss them off is, what if Christianity isn't the real religion? What if it's what if it's what if it's Islam? What if it's Buddhism? What if it's what if it's Scientology? They get so pissed off with me, like, how could you even say that? It's like, because I'm not going to say someone else's religion is wrong just because I don't believe in it. It's just not my authority. My authority is the Christian belief, and therefore that's what I believe in. But I am not gonna tell some Muslim man saying, hey, your religion's wrong. I'm not gonna tell him that. If anything, I'd rather sit down, have some coffee with them, and talk shop. That's what I want to do. I want to sit down with a bunch of different religious folks, both non-religious, atheists, and a whole bunch of other religions. I think having coffee or some drinks or whatever, would be, just a full-on dinner would be so cool. Just talk about, religion and the different aspects and similarities, because there are so many similarities throughout religion. So I don't know.
So many.
I'm a man who wants to be cultured by everything, but also is very uncultured, because I will say fuck you if I don't like you.
Yeah, that was my missus at the door. She it's funny, because we're only live on your channel. She came to my door. She ran all the way from her place, knocked on my door, and was like, "Do you realize you haven't clicked start streaming?"
Oh my gosh.
I was like, "Eh?" She's like, "You're not live. I just seen." And I was like, "I'm doing the podcast." She's like, "On XenosAce." I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh shit, never mind." Now she's off again.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest interaction I've had in a while.
Algo, you know what? I'll agree with you on that, Algo. Some of the most humble and kind people I've met also are Muslims. The Islam faith is very much about, excuse me, humility and hospitality. I'm very, I the only reason why I'm not a big fan is because you know I found some scripture in the Quran that didn't tickle my fancy. Um, and that was just personal preference. That's the only reason why I didn't turn to Islam. But you know, at the same time, like I've read through the Quran, you know, and if you talk to a Muslim person, you know, you've realized that they're good people. Same thing with you know, same thing with what I would call the real Christians. You know, there's a lot of good Christians out there who are just, you know, humble and, you know, hospitable. They do nothing but, you know, make you feel like you're part of the family, even if you just met them for the same that same day. One of my favorites though are the Sikhs. The Sikhs are so badass. They're
know what that is.
you'll, if you ever see a Sikh, you'll probably mistake them for someone of the Islam faith, because they wear these, I forget what they're called, they're not hijabs, there's these I honestly cannot remember the name of them, but they're headdresses, and you know,
Okay.
they're very clearly, you know, like Middle Eastern style.
Yeah,
But a lot of people mistake them for, you know, Muslims, and but their whole religion is kind of like an offshoot of Christianity, but very warrior based. They're warriors. Their whole thing is, you know, one of their religious vestments is a knife, and that knife is, you know, representation of being able to, you know, to have the power to take life, but only to do so in service of, you know, protecting other people. So they're very I won't say competitive. I'll say it, but they are true warriors, and they're so badass, and they have such a strong family, and you know, and protection. Is it a turban? I didn't want to say something and totally screw it up. Striking.
I thought a turban was for Buddhists. Or am I just
Uh,
completely off topic there? I don't know.
I, I'm someone who doesn't like to talk out of my ass. If I don't know the answer, I'll defer to
Yeah.
I don't know, other than, you know, make up something and pretend like I know. So yeah. So, but yeah, the Sikhs. The Sikhs
Okay.
are, yeah, Sikhs wear turbans. Okay, good to
I
know.
might have to look them up because that sounds kind of interesting.
Yo, you should read into the religion. It is
Like
amazing.
I said, I look at it all as mythology, and that just sounds kind of fun. So I mean, I might have to have a look at that. That's
Yeah.
quite interesting.
Next thing I'm gonna know is I'm gonna start seeing you in a turban instead of a baseball cap. It's actually funny.
I like to call them dad hats.
It's actually funny because like they're one of the few religious people I think who can actually bring a knife onto an airplane. That's, you know, because it's considered a religious vestment. But
that's kind of insane.
also funny ad lib. My pet's veterinarian is a Sikh. He owns a Corvette. His license plate says Sikh vet. Yo,
Yeah.
yo.
That's cool. What do we think of Elon Musk and what he's trying to do? We've talked about this a lot.
Yeah, what
we love it.
What kind of what were you talking about? Because I just saw an article about him worrying about his company going into bankruptcy because of the Falcon 9. That is honestly probably one of the most dope license plates I think I've ever heard of. Like Sikh Vet, that is, I don't know. Sikhs are just awesome. I don't know why. I got to talk to length with one Sikh, and he was just so cool. Oh, the Mars colony.
Shit, we've been live for 2 hours, man. That's insane. That went way quicker than that.
Yeah.
The Mars colony, we've spoken about this. I think it's a great idea, but I don't think we're ever gonna see it in our lifetime.
Yeah, I think it's gonna take a couple more, probably 2 more generations. I mean, I'm hoping Elon Musk, you know, can get it up there by the time you know we're still alive and able to see it happen. I think it'd be pretty badass. I think it could. I think it could. Hey, I want to start populating other planets. I think it would be a great way to help with the climate change that we have currently on Earth. I think we need to find ourselves.
I'd love to live in a sci-fi world, man.
Yo, for real. You know,
not science fantasy, sci-fi, science fiction.
We're gonna skip over that comment.
I'm sure he can.
Shut up.
If he can't, he'll figure out a way. That man
I
is
want to.
smart.
I want to live on the moon. I want to live
That
on the
would
moon.
be cool.
That'd be amazing.
That would be cool. I want
I
to live on
mean,
Uranus.
oh my god.
Maybe in it. I don't know.
I mean, it is a gaseous planet.
Huff that shit and get high for let's go.
Right. Elon is a guy who's relatively smart, but buys into his own mystique more than he should. Pure money doesn't solve everything, but it's done him well enough, so he crutches it for his cookie plans. I think it would happen in our generation, but I think Elon would like to see it happen when he's still alive. I would agree with that. Elon Musk will end world hunger if you just show him the plan and to make it happen. Yo, for real though, I saw that and it's like,
yeah. I actually really fucked with that tweet because so many people looking at like rich people going, why aren't you donating? Why aren't you doing something about it? And he just goes, well, what can be done?
yeah.
If you can tell me what can be done, I'll throw my money.
Yeah.
But until you can tell me a fail-safe way, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. So I'll go. I think we need to have a mad genius who buys into his own mystique. I think we do need that though. Like he doesn't. The nice thing is he doesn't just throw money at things. He throws money at ideas he thinks has a chance. So that's why I was very appreciative of hearing him say like, hey, if you have a plan, I'll help you stop world hunger. Just show me the plan that'll make it happen. He doesn't want to throw his money at something stupid saying, oh yes, donate to, the Salvation Army. They'll stop world hunger just with $4 billion one bus like that. And it's like, no, that's not good. That's not how that's going to happen. There needs to be, how's the adage go? Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man how to fish, and he'll eat forever. Like,
yeah,
like I think that's what Elon Musk is kind of looking for. Is like something to not just solve a day issue, but to solve a forever issue.
I like Strachan's comment there. It's the closest thing we have to Tony Stark and Bezos as the villain. And yeah. That's fucking hilarious. You just want to see another Nikola Tesla in our generation. Well, that is basically Elon Musk at this point.
No. No, Nikola Tesla is more of the I am phasing out on his name. What is the other dude?
I have no idea.
The other guy who Nikola Tesla was up against. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself right now. I'm JK, not saying that. Yeah,
yeah.
Thomas Edison. Yeah, Edison. Thomas Edison. Thank you.
I couldn't think of the name either. But I played this video game. I know this is completely off topic.
Oh my god.
I played this video game called The Order 1886 or some shit, and like it was all about like hunting werewolves, like in that era of Britain and shit, and you were getting these weapons that were made by Tesla and shit, and had Edison in it and everything. Yeah. Anyway, you carry on with what you were saying.
Yeah. I'm trying to say that Elon, basically what Algo just was able to say while you were going off on, Order 1886.
Tangents,
But yeah, Elon is definitely more of an Edison. He's not a Nikola Tesla. I mean,
I don't know much about either of those people. I just you mentioned Tesla or Edison to me. Electricity. Yeah.
Two very different forms of electricity, but let's not go there.
Yeah. My brain. I see what I mean. Like I could be smart if I wanted to.
You need to apply yourself.
Yeah, exactly. If I applied myself, I could be a fucking genius.
Yeah.
I'm too busy trying to be funny.
You're just like my lady. Thank God she doesn't watch this, but you're just like my lady. Basically, I want to be smarter, but does nothing to progress on that being smarter. I don't think he would know that answer. honestly.
Question for BigSugah. Who's your country's very most favorite inventor and what they invent? Oh, my country's?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep. That's what I was expecting.
I gotta go toilet real quick. Hold up.
He's
Okay,
gone.
I'll get back to you on that. I'll get back to you.
He's gone. Going as expected. Exactly.
I don't know much about inventors and that. I mean, I don't think anyone in New Zealand has done much.
I guarantee you that's not true.
I mean, there's probably some things, but I mean, nothing that's like common knowledge over here. You know what I mean? I mean, Taika Waititi directed Thor Ragnarok, so it's maybe not be an invention, but that
His
motherfucker's goated.
favorite inventor
Let's go.
in New Zealand is the guy who said, "Let's do it in let's film Lord of the Rings in New Zealand."
Well, Peter Jackson did technically invent those movies. He didn't invent the story.
Oh. Yeah, see, here we go.
Godfrey question was just curious. Yeah, well,
Oh, we just lost audio. What'd you say?
wait. Oh, I can't remember.
Jesus.
I started reading Jitboat's electric fences, and disposable syringes. See, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I see also here we got Godfrey Bowen, developer of an improved sheep shearing technique. John Britton of the.
Of course, it's fucking sheep. Us New Zealanders will never get away from the fact that we fuck sheep, and it is his fault. Of course. All these Aussies going, you fucking sheep shaggers. Well, you wonder why your lamb tastes so fucking good? Because you get it from us.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Colin Murdoch also not only invented disposable syringes, but also the tranquilizer gun. That is awesome.
We don't have guns over here.
Yeah,
we don't want to kill anyone. Let's just put them to sleep.
No way. Inventor of the lead rubber bearing used for seismic base isolation. Ooh, that's actually really cool. Like it.
Who invented the toilet?
Probably some Roman.
Whoever invented the toilet is my favorite person in the fucking entire world.
Honestly, mine too.
Last week, and I had to dig a hole to try and take a shit, and I was busting at the same time, and the fucking ground that I was trying to shovel to take a shit while I was busting had like all these roots in it. It was so hard to dig. I was shat myself. I didn't know. I shat in the hole.
Okay, so according to history, according to history.com, the first modern flushable toilet was described in 1596.
Thomas Crapper.
Go for
that's
it.
his name. Yeah, chat. I'm not that smart. I think I don't even need to let you guys know that. For you guys to know that. I'm not that intelligent. This man here, smart as shit. Me? Don't expect much. I will say things that I think is correct, but when we do these podcasts, take whatever I say with a grain of salt because there is a likelihood I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh, ooh, you know what? I could do without AC. I'll take AC, or I'll take a toilet over AC any day. I don't like having a bucket of my own shit, swimming around. I'd rather.
I have spent a lot of time shitting in buckets when we had the earthquakes. We had no sewage, no plumbing whatsoever. So I mean, I know what shitting in a bucket for months on end feels like. Lexi doesn't know because she was a baby at the time and still shitting her nappies. Lucky little shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think, yeah. What? So besides the toilet, what would else be your favorite invention?
My favorite invention.
Yeah, what's your second favorite invention?
Toilet.
Yeah.
Lasagna.
Okay, that's not an invention. That's a recipe.
Fuck you. Then.
Something not edible. Damn it.
Um, hmm. Something not eatable that was invented that is my favorite. um, I was thinking computers, but no. Um, this is gonna be a surprising answer.
Oh God.
Books.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I was about to say that's the that's the that's the smartest thing you've been able to say this whole time.
No one would have thought I'd say that.
Nope. But I figured.
Yes.
I figured.
I think if we didn't have computers or electricity, I'd be a much smarter person than I am. But there's too much entertainment out there for me that I find fun.
I was gonna say I think my favorite invention is a mix between the smartphone and the internet. You know,
the internet is pretty cool. I get that.
Because yeah, Johannes Gutenberg invented the book, which is basically he did the first printing, which was the Gutenberg Bible. Yeah, I like I told you, like I tell everybody, I know just a little bit. I know enough about everything to be dangerous, but I am not an expert in most fields except for firearms. That's about it. And to
I'm a peaceful person. I don't know shit to be dangerous.
but yeah, most people would say like, oh, some sort of gun is going to be your most favorite invention. Actually, it's probably not even my top 10 favorite inventions, just because, there's so many more cool things out there. Like the internet is just fantastic. The fact that on the internet, because we have a breadth of knowledge at the tip of our fingers.
Yeah.
And then when you mix that with a smartphone that can access that internet that fits in your pocket, like it's kind of stupid for you not to be stupid. Like you grew up on the Anarchist Cookbook. Oh my gosh.
I have no idea what that is. See what I mean? I'm not dangerous at all.
The anarchic, you know what? I don't know if that's actually well known outside of America or violent entities. Also, the Anarchist Cookbook, please don't cook anything from there. If you do happen to find yourself a copy, be very careful. A lot of those are not scientifically sound and will end up blowing yourself up.
I'm interested now. Well, I think I am pretty keen to see there's the word keen. Conclude the podcast. It's been going on for almost 20 hours, and I am pretty keen to get on Vic if you're down. I know we've got Shadow waiting.
Yes,
this has been an interesting podcast, though.
Yeah, we've recovered a couple subjects. We gotta be more careful about that. But I like having you guys in the chat, giving us some topics to go off of. I like that. So
yeah, I think what I might do over the next week is in the Discord, I'm gonna open up another category, simply just like dedicated to the podcast, so people can see where the episodes are uploaded. And that we'll have a text channel just for that, and then another text channel for anyone who wants to put in ideas for us to talk about, or if you see something that comes up in like daily news or something that's happened in the last week, or something that's going to happen, chuck it in there and we can discuss it. We have one smart person who is just smart enough to be dangerous, and one guy that does not know shit from a bar soap. So it's a good combination. I learn shit, he loses brain cells.
Yeah. Osmosis at its finest. Don't worry, I'll teach you that word later.
Thank you. I have no idea what the fuck that means.
God damn. All right. You know what? Okay, last question. Doom guy or Master Chief?
Master Chief.
Master Chief as well. And on that terribly amazing, yes, kind of, biased bombshell, we're ending the stream, or ending the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. If you did not catch this whole stream, it will be up on YouTube either tomorrow night or the following night after. You can find this YouTube channel in the Discord. If you are not part of the Discord, go ahead and see it right here. We will be posting any times. We'll be posting the times that we actually do this podcast. Words. Wow. You can
By the
also.
way, I do know who the Doom guy is. I grew up on Doom 2. Thank you very much.
If you guys are also interested in video games, we are going to be playing Vigor on our respected channels. You can find BigSugah over at twitch.tv/BigSugah Live, and myself, XenosAce, at twitch.tv/XenosAce. You guys have been a beautiful and lovely audience, and we'll be back with another episode of the podcast next week, Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or what is it at that time over there?
6 p.m. is 8:30 right now.
So 6 p.m. NZT.
Yep.
We love you guys, and we will see you in about 5 minutes.
Let's fucking go.